Welcome back to Film Vloggers. We review films and flog dead horses, so you don't have to. Is this week's film choice a complete waste of your viewing time? Much like flogging / beating a dead horses, get it? Please head over to www.filmvloggers.com to check out all of our previous vloggings. And while you're there, maybe hang out for a while, look around and vote for our next film. Click on vote, or visit www.filmvloggers.com/vote. Are you an idiot? If so, please check out our Idiot's Guide to Reviewing Us, where even a big dummy like you can leave us a red-hot review. Here at Film Vloggers, we pride ourselves on offering 1-star content with 5-star effort. Once on the website, please click on Idiot's Guide, or visit us at www.filmvloggers.com/review-us. That should have been Idiot's Guide. My fault, I didn't change the URL. Annoying. Once again, filmvloggers.com/review-us. Believe it or not, we now have a Patreon. I know what you're thinking. You have the audacity to ask us to pay to receive more of this. Pause for dramatic effect. Yes. We have a Patreon exclusive show called Nitpickers. I think you'll like it. Please visit www.filmvloggers.com/support-us. Again, that hyphen is annoying, should have removed it. Or head straight to our Patreon page. Patreon.com/filmwafflers. No idea why I did film wafflers. Another mistake. Where you can support us for as little as £1 British or $1.50. And while you're on the website, punch that big purple subscribe button and tell a friend about the vlog. Wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, mistress, your nan, granddad, your kids. They can tell their friends. They can tell their friends at school about the vlog. But in all seriousness, this really helps the podcast grow and enables us to enrich or ruin the lives of the hundreds of millions of earlobes we haven't reached yet.
Oh, I wish it could be Flogmas every day.
It's Flogmas!
You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap lousy cunt. Happy Flogmas to your arsehole. Thank God it's our last. You look like you're going to fucking explode.
Hello. Oh, it's recording on the second track for some reason.
So...
Why not?
Because you don't answer my questions off recording, can you please answer my question now?
What's the question?
How long are those shorts going to stay up here, Ben?
We're not talking about stupid stuff.
How long are they going to stay
Let's
up
be
here?
quick, because you and Sophie should have done this.
Ben.
I asked you to ask
question.
Sophie if she can sing for...
No, you didn't ask me.
I did.
Because we agreed beforehand what the plan was, and this is the plan.
No, it would have made sense because...
Yes, on reflection, yes, it does. But the plan was, this was the plan.
Okay. Everyone's very loud.
Yes.
Ho-ho! Well, loud, baby.
Right, anyways.
So this is number 7, isn't it?
Go on.
Should you not be singing?
No, because I'm introducing it.
Right. On the 7th day of Christmas...
No, Ben, start again. Enthusiasm, come on.
Don't you fucking dare.
Go on. That was very flat.
I'm getting really confused with the gave to me. It's gave to me, isn't it?
Yes, Ben. I don't know where you got sent off.
God, this Film Vloggers is making me lose brain cells.
Right, okay, go on.
I'm losing my mind.
Enthusiasm and not as flat.
On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me. Gave to me.
Ben, again.
I wish I was making this up. I wish I was doing this for effect. On the 7th day of Christmas. We've been saying Christmas the whole time.
Oh my God, Ben.
We haven't been saying Flogmas.
Just sing the fucking song.
Oh my fucking God. We fucking suck. Oh, yeah. Hi, pig. We fucking suck.
It's really hard.
We've not even been saying Flogmas.
Yeah, but, you know.
Look, yeah, I know. I understand Flogmas.
We're fuck-ups.
Flogmas is embarrassing. Like, I'm aware of that.
No, it's not. I made it up.
We've been selling this Flogmas. We've not even been saying it in the song.
Right, go on. Flog your heart out.
Fucking hell. On the 7th day of Flogmas, my true love gave to me.
Home Alone with Sophie from Sp Filmviewers. Woo.
Right, so that's your track there.
Bunny.
What's wrong?
Oh, he can't hear.
Why would I be able to hear?
I forgot.
I haven't got any headphones on.
I forgot. Is there anything that we need to do? He's got everything set up that side.
No.
No.
If Paul's going to record a backup track, he can.
Are you recording a backup track?
It should record on Zencaster anyway.
It should
press record. And then you're recording your track here.
But how come I'm not making any lines on my track?
You are, but it's quite small, you see it?
Oh, right.
It does that for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh.
Did that when we recorded.
So I'm flatlining.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
I will apologise. I am a bit unwell. My throat is killing me and I keep coughing. So, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Commitment.
I am powering through.
Right, so
you can leave now.
Right, that should be fine then. Right, okay. Great.
I'll call you if I need you.
Good.
Can I have a cup of tea, maybe?
Got all your notes there?
Yep.
Right. Make me proud.
Oh, make him proud. No, he's not. He's going to ignore me.
Don't let the floggers down.
Shut up. Don't let the floggers down. So how are you guys been? Don't worry. We'll shout if we need you.
I feel like both of them are like, oh my God, we're letting them loose. Are you leaving me now?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
please.
if I need you, can I?
Just give us a ring. Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't know what I do when it ends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Once you're done and wrapped, then I'll come back down. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll put my headphones in.
Bye.
It will. It'll go well. Right. Let me see. Left. Right. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. That's good. Can you hear me still?
Yes, absolutely fine. How are things with you guys?
Well, not too bad. I've been doing you can see Christmas tree has come up. I've got a couple of days off and Paul's like, can you not put any more lights up now, please?
I plan to go to town tomorrow to get more lights because I'm just like, every year I have to buy more and more. So
I'm exactly the same. I love Christmas. And so I've bought some extra lights now, actually, to be fair. I have. I always do.
hold on a second.
Can you and Sophie clap when you actually start talking about Home Alone?
Clap.
Yes.
Like 3, 2, 1, clap.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
When you start talking about Home Alone.
Yeah, okay.
Because this is all recording now.
Oh, right, okay. Okay.
Well, I thought I'd just let it record so there's no issue with me coming up and down.
All right, okay. We apparently have to clap.
Do we?
Just so roughly
When do we clap?
Yeah, not yet. I'll give you the countdown. Go away, Ben.
Well, ideally, synchronize.
Right, it's not an ideal world, though, is it?
Just do 3, 2, 1.
Yes,
That's
that's
what we did on the Whiplash, remember? We clap.
Bye.
Yes, we talk about Home Alone. Start.
Paul has actually left me alone now, but that's only because he's working, that he's had to go. But I made him come out of his work to not tell anyone at his work that he had to come and help me because I couldn't do it on my own.
Yeah, I was just like, Fiona, it's not hard to do. All you have to do is press a few buttons. And I'm just like, yeah, but Ben, I'm not used to Macs. I'm not used to all of this equipment. So you just do it. It'll save an argument later on.
I agree. Well, I'm borrowing all Paul's stuff, literally. I've got his computer, I've got his microphone. I'm like, I don't know how to use any of this, and I don't want to break it. I've got some water next to me, and he's put a little table there because he doesn't trust me, because I'll end up spilling it all over something.
Well, I've got a brand new microphone here as well. So Ben's a bit peeved off that I'm actually using this before him.
Oh,
So-
that is fancy.
And I was told I wasn't allowed sweat in his earphones as well. Sure about that. But hey,
Can't prevent your ears from sweating, can you?
no, you can't. Jesus Christ. But yeah. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off as we usually would do, just a bit of information about the film, and then we'll just delve into it. So yeah. So 3, 2, 1, clap. Let's do that again. 3, 2, 1, clap. Okay.
It's a lag on my
That'll do.
side because I'm sure I did it on time.
Yeah, I think there is, but it's fine. It's fine. They'll deal with it anyways. Okay. So, hello everyone. Today we have decided to leave the men where they belong, and I am joined by a very special guest today.
Hi. So it's Sophie from Sp Filmviewers. I think this is the first time I've been let on my own. So I know I've never been on something before on my own. So I am so glad and be welcomed as well. Also, I think Paul's a little bit sweating upstairs thinking, oh God, what's she going to say?
Yeah, Ben is the exact same, but this isn't the first time that Ben has pimped me out. So, I'm quite used to this. Well, only once. I went on 100 Things We've Learned podcast. So that was quite good. But yeah, Ben's literally in a ball somewhere in the bedroom, like, what's going on? What are they talking about? Have they clapped?
Oh, bless him. I know Paul's getting a little bit like, is she going to be okay? Has she done any notes, any preps? I'm like, I have. I've put some effort in. I've actually put more effort in than probably I would do our SP film viewers.
Oh, well, I am privileged because I've put the same amount of effort in to Film Vloggers as I have today as well. You know me. But yes, so today we are doing another film as part of our 12 Days of Flogmas. And following on from our episode that we did with you guys, Whiplash, me and Sophie had decided to do another film, a Christmas film, which Ben is not overly keen on. Paul, he's not overly keen on either, is he? Or is he?
He prefers the second one more than the first, which is a rarity.
Weird. Really weird, that. Really weird. To be fair, I got a bit confused between the second one and the third one for some reason. I was in my head that the third one was the second one. I don't know what was going on that day. Obviously, I was all over the place. But yeah. But today, we are doing the 1990 Home Alone.
I can't wait. I'm so excited because it's one of the best films in my opinion.
Yeah, I do quite like this film. And as you get older or age, you kind of see other little things about it, which we'll get into later. But yeah, it is very good. It got 7.6 out of 10 on the IMDb, which is the highest score that all of the Home Alone franchise has actually got. Its budget was 18 million approximately, and it made $477 million.
Wow.
Crazy. Disgusting. So we have this, and then Paul's film, he enjoyed Home Alone 2, which was released then in 92, Lost in New York. That got a score of 6.8 on the IMDb.
Really? I don't know why Paul prefers it more. Yeah, it does definitely. You just don't watch anything after that, do you really? It's just Home Alone 1 and 2. Because they changed you don't have Kevin really in there, do you?
No, you don't have you don't have any of the characters, do you? And I think that's what makes this film is the characters are actually enjoyable as well as everything else. So, but yeah, so this film is about, everyone knows what this film is about, but it's about an 8-year-old troublemaker who must protect his house from a pair of burglars when he is accidentally left home alone during the Christmas vacation. Directed by Chris Columbus. Do you know any of his work?
I am so rubbish with directors. I really am. I probably have seen something, but I would not have a clue.
Stepmom.
Oh, yeah. Seen
yes. That. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Really?
He directed that. Yep. 9 months with Julia. Is it Julia Roberts? No. Can't remember who it is, but yeah, 9 months. He actually, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, he directed that.
I love Harry Potter, and I didn't know that. See, I'm rubbish with directors.
And he produced Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and The Prisoner of Azkaban as well. So yeah, quite a good one, to be fair. And then obviously we all know Macaulay Culkin, who plays Kevin McCallister in this. He also starred in My Girl, which is one of my films from My Girl. One of my films that I used to really love when I was younger. And then Ben's told me I have to make sure I get this name right. We've got Joe Pesci.
Yes, we have.
I hope you did you proud, honey. Who plays Harry, which is one of the burglars. He's actually one of the more successful out of the whole bunch of people in this film. He starred in Goodfellas in the same year as Tommy. He actually won an Oscar for this film. He played in The Irishman as well, 2019. My Cousin Vinny. Yeah, who else do we have? Kevin. What's Kevin doing now? Or sorry, McCulkin. He's a model or something, is he?
I think so. So I actually did a little bit of research, and he hasn't. The reason why he didn't do number 3 was because his father was quite pushy with acting. So it's like one of those, younger children getting pushed into a career maybe the father wanted to do. So he actually refused Home Alone 3. He would have been actually 17 years old when Home Alone 3 came out. So I don't know what they would have wanted to have done with that, because really he should have been allowed to be home alone if he was 17 years old.
Well, yeah, that's very true. Jesus.
He's 41 years old now, which just seems mind-baffling because I just see him as this little child still.
Yeah, I just see him like, I was like to Ben, what age is he? He's like 8 years old, but he just looks, I don't know, just from the beginning of the film to the end of the film, he just completely changes in character in this film, I feel. But yeah, you've got Daniel Stern as Marv, who is another one of the burglars. And I had to put down Catherine O'Hara as well, who plays Kate the mum. I absolutely love Catherine O'Hara. She plays Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. Absolutely love it. You have to watch it. She's amazing in that.
How did you know I hadn't seen it?
Oh, it's one of those series that you just love it. I think you just love it. It's just so funny. It took me quite a while to get into because the characters are like so kind of out there, and you're just like, do I like these people or do I not? And it's just brilliant. It's brilliant. She actually voiced Sally in one of the films me and Ben did for Halloween, The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's all I've really got from all of these films. I was just like, that'll do.
Really, really good. I do know one little fun fact. You know, the younger sibling, well, I think it's not actually a sibling. I think it's his like cousin, Fuller.
Oh yeah, the wet the better.
Is actually his little brother in the film. So it's actually Kevin's actual brother. So they've got him also started acting quite young as well. But I don't know if he's done anything else since then, to be fair.
Yeah. You do always think like, well, I might be speaking out of turn here, but you do always think like these young stars, you know, especially in our genre, you've got Lindsay Lohan, you've got all of these people that like turn to drugs and all of this. And you're just like poor Macaulay, he's literally been in the limelight for his drug, his alcohol, all of this, like all through his life. And he's like, as you said, 41 now, and he's just about turning his life around, but he's doing modelling instead by the sounds of things, or by the looks of the media lately. So it's just a bit like, oh, what a waste, really, because he was very talented. He was brilliant in this film anyways. I haven't seen any of his later work, only My Girl, which was beforehand. But yeah. So yeah, let's delve in. What did you think?
Well, there's no brainer. I absolutely love this film. I really do. Everything about it. I think even the music, the score behind it is fabulous. It's also got that kind of just warm, fuzzy winter feeling within the film.
Yes, the cameras as well. Not the cameras, like the scenery. It just makes you feel like all more festive. The house are done up to the nines and you're just like, oh, it's actually Christmas. And then you have this music playing and it's just lovely.
And the snow as well. The house that they've got as well is huge.
So literally, I was watching this film, and you know when you're watching something and you're flicking through Facebook as well, sorry Ben, when you're flicking through, like literally the meme came up, what did Peter McCallister do to own a house this size? Like what did he do? Was he fiddling drugs? What was he doing? What's going on?
It really doesn't actually, we don't know what the jobs are, but the house is huge. And to be fair, I think if I was home alone in that house, I would be petrified.
Well, I'd be locking the door saying no one is getting in for sure, because I want to be here on my own. I've got lots to explore. Like, it's bloody massive.
It's huge, isn't it?
How many siblings does he have in total in the end? There's quite a lot of them in the house, but how many siblings does he have?
I think he's got 3 or 4. I think he might have, obviously he's got Buzz and he's got 2 sisters.
2 girls, yeah. And then I think there's kind of a little kid running around as well. But anyway, yeah. We'll say 3 or 4, whatever it is.
I don't know if it's 4 including Kevin. I don't know. But I do know there's like all of his cousins, like the amount of family that is in that house. I don't blame Kevin when he gets like, I'm sick of this, I want to be on my own. I think I understand that.
Yeah, you see, that's one of the things that I was going to say. Like, I really like the first scene because it's showing the chaotic side of Christmas. Like when all the families get together. Like, I don't know about yourself, but I've got like a larger family. There's loads of kids, and it does get so chaotic. And like you have kids fighting with each other. You've got them literally everyone just fighting with each other, and it just shows chaotic. And then you've got the other side of it, which we see Kevin explore later when it's quieter. But then he does really want to have that loudness back as well. Did you find that? Are you from a big family or?
We've got a big-ish family, but obviously around Christmas it's a nice little adult kind of size at the moment until children arrive. So we're lucky in that sense, but still the characters that come are so bold, and it just gets a little bit, depending on how big your house is, you feel like, okay, just want a little bit of peace now, and that tranquil kind of side of things. And I get that around Christmas. It's lovely to see family and spend time with them, but it is one of those things, once they've gone, you're like, that was nice, but now it's done.
Yeah, well, whenever I go back home to Ireland or whatever, even if it's Christmas or whenever it is, it's literally just, it's so exhausting because you're around these kids all the time. Like, I'm a big kid myself, and it's so draining. And then when I get home, I'm always just like, I need a holiday after that. I'm so bloody tired. And like, I think that's a lot of people, like, they're just looking for that release, aren't they? After Christmas, just be like, oh, now let's have my gin and relax.
Exactly.
Another thing was, at the start of this film, we see Kevin, and he's this like small, he's kind of a bit of a brat, but he's this small, timid fella. And many of the shots that focus on Kevin in the beginning are actually filmed from above, so that he appears smaller and he appears younger. However, at the end of the film, they film him from below, so he looks more confident, looks taller, because obviously his character grows throughout the film, doesn't it? Where he's no longer scared, he's not hiding under the bed, he's there fighting the front line, basically, like trying to get these burglars out of his house. So I thought that was quite good.
I've never noticed that before, actually, so I'm so glad you mentioned that. But now seeing it is correct, isn't it? The way that they do film it, that is so clever to think of that perspective of an angle.
Yeah. Such a change, because like he does appear helpless, and you do kind of feel a bit, oh, he's only little or whatever, and he's going up to the 3rd floor and he's so scared, and then at the end you see him like looking so brave, just, well, I got milk, I did the laundry, I did all this. So yeah, it was good. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is the airport. Who on earth with 16 people will give 45 minutes to catch a plane?
Yeah.
That gave me anxiety watching the film. I'm a 2-hour type of girl.
It's the whole thing as well of, obviously, the electrics go off, don't they, at the house, and so they're alarmed, they miss that, and then when they get into the airport, they don't have time. But who leaves a middle-aged, probably teenager, to count people when you're going away on the holidays? And how do they not notice that Kevin isn't there when he's been a pain in the bottom all day yesterday, and can't even realise he's not there to count him? I just don't understand how you can forget your child.
So funny enough, the scene where, you know, Kevin is fighting with Buzz and pushes him over, and like all the airline tickets get destroyed in milk, his dad actually picks up one of the boarding passes and throws it in the bin by mistake.
Really?
Yeah, so that's probably how it is missed. You can just see the outline of the ticket sticking out of the bin, and it's covered over by the tissue. And I noticed that on the thing, and that's the first time I've actually noticed that. And I read about it on the IMDb, and that is actually one part of the trivia, is that's how one of the main reasons why they forgot him is because the head count of 16, and because they didn't have an extra ticket to give away, nobody thought anything of it.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, quite proud of that.
Yeah,
Gummy bunny.
Yeah, it should be. That is good, that is.
And like, it's amazing to think, like, obviously this is 31 years ago, this film, but like literally there was no checks at the airport. They just ran through, bags and all, no passports, no nothing. By the looks of things, I know they had passports, but they just ran through, and that was it. Open the door straight up, there you go, sit down, take any seat. Why can't it be that easy?
I actually get anxiety when I go to an airport, I'm not going to lie. Like, have I got everything? What if, when you go through that scanny thing and they're going to beep you with the whatever, and then you have to undo your bags. All of that just stresses me out. I'm happy once I've got past that bit and I'm kind of waiting to get on the plane. But, yeah.
I'm like that. 2 hours, 3 hours if I'm lucky, and I'm just quite happy just to sit in the airport and chill out. That's not a problem. Once I'm there, I am happy. Yeah, anything that you want to talk about from the first couple of scenes, because obviously we're going to start introducing the next two.
I want to kind of go on to Kevin's uncle. So within this kind of couple of scenes, he's such a pain. First of all, he's a tight ass because he doesn't put his hand in his pocket whatsoever. You've got that with the pizzas, and then you've got it on the plane when he's trying to, I forgot what he's trying to snaffle in his bag.
I don't know, is it like a glass? He's saying it's real crystal or something, whatever it is. Or is it like salt or something? I don't know. No idea what it is.
He's trying to take a freebie off the plane because he's in first class. So you can tell there's a difference in kind of whatever his job isn't paying it as well as the father of Kevin's.
Yeah, and like even I did actually quite laugh when they realised that they actually forgot Kevin at home, and the mum is there like, oh, what kind of mother am I leaving a kid at home? And he's just like, well, if any help, I did forget my reading glasses. Like, bit of a difference. Reading glasses, son.
Yeah.
I think I would have preferred to bring the sun myself, but hey.
Definitely. I think he's just one of those characters out of all of them, which he does very well at grating you the wrong way.
Yeah.
He plays that really, really well. And I think everybody has somebody like that in their family as well that they could probably relate to.
Yeah, definitely. And just the way they're all squabbling at the table, and he's the one to stand up and just shout, "You little jerk," and it puts everyone into silence as well. Like, although he is this presence that we don't like, he's actually quite would it be domineering, the way he's able to get everyone just be quiet by just calling him a little jerk, which Merv does later as well. But yeah, he is a bit of a jerk, to be fair.
He is.
So then we meet Joe Pesci, sorry, Ben, and Daniel Stern. So these two guys, they obviously play the two burglars, Harry and Marv. So they actually felt very indifferent about the movie's potential. So during shooting, they intentionally gave over-the-top performances because neither of them believed that this film would become a massive success.
Really? So they thought they were kind of not wasting their time, but didn't think it was kind of...
Basically, they didn't think it'd be successful. They just thought it'd be like a run-of-the-mill kind of a movie. But yeah, how much did it make? 477 million. So yeah.
But then it's worked really well the way that they actually are portrayed. So they've done a brilliant job, actually.
They've done an amazing job. Like, literally, Harry is just amazing. I loved him from the get-go. Like, Ben rewatched, I think we rewatched this film last year or something, and it's just, obviously it's Christmas when you watch them every year. But Ben actually didn't realise that Harry was the cop at the very beginning.
Really?
He never realised that. Yeah. I thought that was a really rookie error.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the first things you do. You notice him by the tee, and that's how Kevin recognises him later on, is by that goal too.
Yeah, it is.
So
I even noticed that, and I'm not normally oblivious to things.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Me too. So yeah, and I think just the way you're introduced to him, like he's this cop, and you think he's going to be a good guy, but he's actually there looking at the house, just like, right, this is my win. I'm in for the kill in this house, like all the money and everything. And then you meet Marv, who's completely polar opposite to Harry. He's just literally all over the place, but you have to love him. You just have to love him.
I do. Out of the two of them, Marv is my favourite. He goes through, bless him, he goes through the worst out of all of them.
Doesn't he? That's what I said to Ben last night when I was rewatching this. I said, who gets the worst end of the stick in this film? And I had to say Marv, definitely. The poor fella. The poor man, like that iron to the face. But then Harry does get the blowtorch, and he does get his burnt hand as well. But the nail gets me.
It's the nail, yeah. And the falling down the steps as well. And he actually falls down the steps twice, doesn't he? Because obviously you've got the paints come in as well. So I do think Marv gets it worse, 100%. But I don't know if it's because he's clumsier, so he's not as clever to kind of suss it out, whereas Harry does kind of like test certain things. Once he's got his like hand burnt, he's not going to get it done again.
Yeah, he's just testing the water and thinking about it a little bit more, I suppose, where Marv is just like, kick the door, I'm coming through, even though that's Harry that does that, but he just goes through, he just doesn't even think. He's just like, right, he's a little guy, he's not going to do much. But yeah, he's got a battle plan, and he's ready to use the battle plan. What did he say? Booby traps, battle plan, little jerk is armed. I just like, love it. So what else do I have to say? So Chris Columbus, the director, his least favourite booby trap was when Harry gets the feathers in his face. He felt as though that was far too soft compared to the other booby traps that was given. So the booby traps, I listed the booby traps.
Oh, perfect. Because I'm thinking as well, I know Marv gets, when he goes through the window, the baubles as well.
Oh, Jesus. So Marv is actually wearing rubber feet in all of his barefoot scenes.
Oh, really?
And those baubles were actually made out of, where was it?
Is it like sugar or something?
Candy, yeah. Candy, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think there. So yeah, made out of candy. He was wearing rubber shoes, so he wasn't actually harmed in this film. His poor feet are still intact. But like me and Ben were saying, like, you know, if you had any common sense about you, like, you know it's armed, you know the little jerk is booby trapped everywhere, you'd surely wouldn't put your foot down the way that Marv put his foot down. He's just after getting a nail up there as well. So it'd be throbbing.
Yeah.
And it'd be cold, walking in the snow as well.
He must be fuming. And you would think he'd learn from it, like, okay. But maybe he's thinking with the step, it's just like a dodgy step that, you know, he's gone kind of through somewhere. Maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I feel as though that scream as well going down the stairs is real. It does not. But that like, oh, and it's just like, no, you can just see that nail. I'm just thinking of the tetanus shot afterwards, to be fair.
Do they have stunt doubles then, do you know, as well?
So they had stunt doubles, and Macaulay's stunt double was actually a short 30-year-old man.
Really?
Yeah, very short 30-year-old man. So there's hope for me yet to be a stunt double. So, yeah. With the other two guys, I actually don't know. I didn't look that far in advance, to be fair. You know me. Half-ass job over here.
I do think, to be fair, they probably do, because I can't imagine them doing their own stunts. They're not like Tom Cruise, are they?
No, definitely not. So we've got loads of booby traps. So you've got obviously the ice on the steps, the boat fall down that. They're both quite unfortunate. So Harry, he gets the falls, obviously. He gets he puts his hand on the door, which is hot. He's using a barbecue rack and that leaves the M shape on his hand. Then you've got the blowtorch to the head, which burns the top of his head, the poor guy. You've got the feathers. You've got the tin of paint that knocks his gold tooth out. And then you've got him being tripped over, and then you've got Marv, he trips over the wire on the stairs. And then you've got Marv coming with the crowbar because the tarantula is on him. After that, I kind of got bored, so I didn't write anymore. But there's not much more after that. It's like where they climb out the window, but that's the two of them. Then Marv, he got the falls, obviously. He got the iron to the face. He got the tar to his foot. Oh, when he was at the steps as well, his crowbar fell on top of his head.
Yeah.
Then the iron to the face, the tar, the nail up his foot. He stepped on the baubles. He had the tin of paint as well, which literally got him full on. And then he had the spider on his face. So I think that is, for me, that is the worst.
It is, 100%. He gets it really, really bad. And it's one of those things where I felt so sorry for Marv. And I do, even though he's probably the most stupidest one out of them. And I shouldn't feel sorry for a burglar.
But you have to. You just have to in this film.
I think that's what's brilliant about this film. Even though they are bad guys and they are burgling a really, really rich house with an 8-year-old in, which morally is wrong, you just kind of just really feel for them with the amount that Kevin puts them through. It's like somewhat rooting a little bit for the burglars because it's like, bless them, they just want to make a little bit of money.
Yeah, you do. And like, even where he's just there, like kind of goading them on a little bit, like, oh, are you done yet? Or I've got more for you, or whatever he says. And you're just like, really, Kevin? Like, you might want to pipe down a little bit. You are, after all, 8 years old. They're going to get you eventually.
Yeah. I do love Kevin's gumption.
Oh, yeah. What else? What else was I wanting to say there? Oh, the burn to the head. That was actually a fake burnt head was used for that scene. So it wasn't actually Harry's head, because he used a fake head. And Chris Columbus still actually has the ornament. Well, he has it as an ornament now in his office, apparently. So shit trivia for you.
That's a bit creepy.
Yeah, it really is. So we're talking about Harry a lot here, like Joe Pesci, whatever his name is, Pesci, whatever. Robert De Niro was actually, he was going to go for the role of Harry, but he turned this down because he was doing another film at that time. And he was actually in Raging Bull, Goodfellas, Casino, and The Irishman, all with Joe Pesci as well. Can you imagine De Niro? No. I don't know. I just love Joe in this. I just think he's perfect for him. He's cheeky as well with the little winks.
I think it's his stature as well, isn't it? It's like he's small and kind of dumpy, and it just works well because Marv is so tall and lanky. It's such a contrast with the characters you've
and dumb. I can't remember what happens in the second film, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same the whole way throughout. Like, basically Marv is getting on Harry's nerves the whole way throughout, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. I know the reason why Paul loves it so much is the second one is he thinks that the actual kind of booby traps and what Kevin does is even more elaborate because obviously he's in New York. So he's kind of, instead of going to on holiday with his parents, he's got on the wrong plane this time.
Yeah.
And ended up being in New York. And it all kind of takes place either in a gift, like a toy store.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's... he finds his renovated auntie and uncle's house and throws bricks at the top of the building onto their heads.
Oh, I might have to rewatch that. I actually genuinely can't remember it.
There's a lovely little old lady as well in the park.
Oh, the bird lady.
The bird lady.
The bird lady. Yeah, I like her. I won't forget her.
She makes me cry. That kind of bit does kind of give me the feels, which I don't think I have that kind of moment within Home Alone 1 where I kind of want to tear up. Normally a Christmas film might make me cry, and it doesn't, but the second one does. It gives me that.
just when you're on that about like other characters, whatever. So you see the neighbour in this film as well. The neighbour, which Buzz describes as, you know, he's a murderer, he's this type of man. When in actual fact, he is just a dear old man who's fallen out with his family. And that is meant to symbolise. So it's all meant to symbolise the same thing. You see him at the start, like he's quite lonely in himself, whatever. Then you see Kevin. You know, he's hated by his family. He thinks everyone's around him, doesn't like him. Same goes for your man. He's not speaking to his family. Then towards the end of the film, they're all reunited in the McCallister household, and he's reunited with his family as well. So it's all meant to be symbolic about like the whole thing about Christmas, like everyone's together again, all of that, which is quite nice, but definitely not a tearful moment for me.
I agree. I know it sounds horrible. I don't know why. I think because the old lady in number 2 is homeless, there's just something a little bit more about it that kind of clutches to your heartstrings. I do think the old man, though, in this does play a brilliant part, because Kevin gets a bit cocky. And if it wasn't for the old man, well, I don't think Kevin might be ending a different way.
Joe would have been chewing on Kevin's fingers. Apparently he actually bit Kevin's finger in this film, Joe, while they were acting. So yeah, apparently.
Were they acting, or was he just being naughty?
I think they were actually acting. I think he went a bit too far, and yeah.
No wonder Kevin doesn't want to act well. Oh, I can't say his proper name.
Macaulay Culkin, isn't it?
There's too much M's in there for me.
Macaulay Culkin. It's just, yeah, like why would you name your kid that? Sorry. Macaulay. That's a surname.
I've never heard it before, to be fair, as a name, like apart from his.
So I've never heard it as a first name, but definitely as a surname in Ireland, like just Macaulay's everywhere.
Is it?
That's probably the only reason why I can bloody say it. Because I'm used to hearing it. But definitely, no, not as a first name. That's just weird. Sorry. It is. Sorry, Macaulay.
It is strange. And then the last name doesn't help matters because it's near enough the same as the first name.
Fucking hell. Just like to blow your mind, I suppose, don't they?
Don't take much from me.
So yeah, what else? Yeah, me neither. I'm just like, yeah. What else have we got? Yeah, the scene, you know, where he's man of the house, he's living it up, he's there in front of the mirror, doing his hair, thinking, oh, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to go out and buy a toothbrush today. All of this. Then you see him with the aftershave and he puts it on with his hands, and then you've got that, and the scream. And he does that again. I never realised he did that a second time. I
don't know why, though, because I said to Paul, I was like, does it actually sting? Because obviously I don't shave. I'm not a man. So I've never put aftershave on my face. So I'm like, is that a thing that it would hurt? Like, why would you do it if it hurts? So Paul was like, it's after you've shaved, if you put it on, it might sting a little bit. But Kevin's only 8 years old, so he won't have shaved to open his pores. So technically, Paul said it shouldn't hurt.
Yeah, but then I suppose he'd have sensitive skin, so it might have burned him a little bit because his skin was sensitive. Maybe. I don't fucking know. Thinking too much into this. Thinking of an 8-year-old skin here.
It's like, well, but then you're right. Why, if you've done it the first time and you've screamed, why would you do it a second time?
No, you're not going to get hard skin overnight, hon. Jesus. Okay, now. Another thing as well, which not annoyed me, but so they've got 2 cars in the garage. And I know there's family there, I know all that. But why doesn't the mother just drive home? Why didn't she rent a car and drive home? So she's there in the airport trying to get this dear old little cute couple, bless them. And she's saying, I'm going to give you $500. I'm going to give you my fake Rolex, my earrings. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. But in the next scene, she's wearing all that jewellery. So she didn't actually give any of that away. So I was just like, okay, what's going on? And the family got there literally 2 minutes after her.
Yeah.
So she could have had a sleep for like a couple of hours, because she said at one point she was awake for 60 hours and then she had to go on this big massive long journey with these hooligans singing in the back of the van. Would not do that for any kid of mine. Soz. But you've got them all singing along, and like next thing she walks through the door, she's not even there in time, and then the whole family come through 2 minutes later.
I know. It's ridiculous what she has to go through to being impatient, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. She would have got there eventually.
Yeah.
Like, friggin' hell. So, yeah, that annoyed me. Just hop in a bloody car and drive, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you could get there. And also the fact that they sent the police around as well. Like, I understand her logic of thinking, they can check up and make sure he's okay. But to be fair, if you're home alone and you're a child, are you going to answer that door? I don't think so.
He was hiding underneath that bed, and that's probably what I would have done at 8 years of age. Because I remember before, like when I was younger, like my parents used to leave me home, well, not home alone because I had siblings or whatever. But like you used to be at home with your siblings, and literally any little noise, you'd be freaked out straight away, and you'd just be so scared because obviously mommy and daddy aren't home.
Yeah.
And it's the same in this film, like he's just petrified of everything, but he's just after hearing them. Or what's after happening before that? Something's after happening. Did he see? Oh, he's seen the garage. No, wait, what happened?
I think he's...
Oh, they came up to the door. That was it. And he turned the light on.
Yeah, it was the burglars came, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. And another scene that I liked, actually, was when I think he's just after stealing the toothbrush and he's walking along and you've got Marv and Harry fighting in the van as usual. And then literally it just goes on and then it stops. Literally his bloody nose is touching the fucking radiator of the car, the thing of the car, and it's just so close and he just screams. That's literally, I think, probably my favourite scene in the film because he's just like, ah, like straight away. And I really liked that. They did that scene in actual reverse. So they actually had him walking backwards and the car was actually reversing, and that's how they made that scene.
Oh, it's so clever.
I think, something like that. I probably got fucked that up.
I do think that scene's quite funny though, because obviously Kevin kind of looks at Harry and he's like, oh, I think I recognise you from the beginning, obviously, with the golden tooth kind of thing. And like, oh, I recognise you. So Kevin's then getting a little bit like, oh, okay, I've got to go, and kind of trying to rush off. And then Marv and Harry are like, wait a minute, why is this kid, he's looking at me funny? And then it's like, why is this kid running? And it's like, well, you're chasing him with the car and you're following him. Like, any kid would run from that.
Yeah. Yeah, but what do you call him? Kevin, he noticed him because of the tooth, because in the sitting room his tooth shined, and then I quite like that because the tooth shined in the first scene. In the middle scene, when you see them, the tooth shines again, and then the end scene you see the dad picking up the tooth. I quite like the way it's just like full circle. The tooth's back where it was originally.
And as well, the dad doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, he's there like, is this a toot? It surely can't be a bloody toot. But another thing that I don't understand as well, why he didn't take the credit for the burglars coming to his house. He didn't actually take any credit. He went to another house. Why?
Yeah, I'm wondering if his parents wouldn't believe him. So it's one of those things where I can imagine Buzz would be like, yeah, right, you didn't do all of this. So I'm wondering if it's also, I don't know if an 8-year-old would worry about what his parents would think.
Not Kevin, no.
Or maybe that he doesn't want his parents to know he's that mature. So when they come back, he can revert back to being a child.
Yeah, but he's done the laundry. He's proper done laundry. He's done shopping. He's done everything. He's probably taken the bins out. His boarding pass is long gone. Like, he's done, and he's tidied the house. He's booby-trapped the whole house. And as Ben was saying, like, the house is spotless when they arrive. There's a fire lit and everything. So surely he wouldn't really give two shits. He'd be just like, well, look what I've done, and I've saved the house from being burgled, so...
Yeah, exactly. I need a bigger Christmas present than anybody because I have protected his house.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you've left me on my own.
I'd be bloody honing in on that. Yeah, I'd be just like, you fuckers, leave me on my own. I've had to protect the house from 2 burglars, which I completely trashed, by the way, and now they're being arrested, so I'm the hero of the day.
And he doesn't tell him at all, and it's like, I know if I was a little child and I'd done that, I'd be like, tooting my own horn going, look how amazing I am, probably.
I feel like I want a present every week of the year. Like a big one at that. Like, literally, I'm a legend.
Because otherwise they would have nothing in the house, would they, by the end of it?
Yeah, they would have came back to like literally the basement flooded.
Yeah,
that's how it was, wasn't it? Wet bandits.
The wet bandits.
Now they know exactly how many houses that they hit because of the wet bandit thing. What else have you got there? Is there anything else that you want to say?
The scene with, I forgot what the film is called. I know Paul's mentioned it. It's like that black and white kind of gangster movie.
The Angels of something. Angels, I can't remember. Can't remember what it's called. Angel of something.
And I just love the fact when he kind of, initially he's not allowed to watch it. And then he obviously eats all this junk food and like, oh, I'm doing everything I shouldn't be allowed to do, eating ice cream and watching this film. And then he gets a bit petrified by it. But then what I love the most is how he utilises it. So he's got kind of a clever way of doing it when the pizza man comes. And obviously just kind of the way he plays it back. he doesn't want to kind of show to the pizza man that he's home alone and doesn't want to let that off. So he puts the money through the cat flap and kind of stops and pauses it at such a brilliant time.
It's brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. And even then when he uses it in Marv, is it Marv? Yeah, he uses that again. And like he fully believes it. But then I suppose if you hear like he put the stuff in the saucepan or whatever, and if you hear that explosion so close to you, you probably would believe it. But then they're discussing like, oh, I know, what's his name? Snake. I've heard that name before. Where have I heard that name before? In a movie. And it just doesn't click. Not enough it clicks, does it? But he just thinks that somebody's living at home. Just good. Very good, Kevin.
He's so clever as Kevin to say he's only 8 years old. The way that he plans this whole routine out is amazing. I don't think my 8-year-old self could have thought of that.
Oh, I was making mud pies in the backyard, like literally. That's what I was doing when I was 8 with my Barbies. So, or whatever, I had dolls of some sort. So no, I wouldn't have been doing that.
No.
Even nowadays, I would not be doing a battle plan.
But to be fair, I do think the first thing Kevin should have done is lock all the doors. Instead, he opens it all up, doesn't he? For them, it's like, come on in.
Just like, welcome. I'm overconfident here. I'm a bit cocky. I know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to follow me and all that. And then I am quite happy at the end that I did get the better of him, because it was just like, But it was Harry that outsmarted him. He was just like, Marv is going running after him. It was Harry that came up with the good idea. So yeah.
It is. And also, what I do love is, I'm pretty sure it is in Home Alone 1 with the fact that he goes to the tree house, isn't it? And they've got that rope and they're climbing it.
Yeah.
You can tell that that's like such a backdrop, can't you? Because the thud against the wall when they go crashing on it.
So is it the second one? Because something like this happens in the second one. Is it the second one? He burns the rope or something. He sets something on fire. I thought he did that in this film.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
That's the second one, yeah. He's really clever. He sets it on fire and then they kind of end up falling down from this like New York apartment.
Yeah. She's definitely a tud then. Yeah, because I wrote that actually on my list of booby traps, and then I had to scribble it off because that actually didn't happen. He just cut the wire in this film, or cut the rope in this film. So yeah, fucking Kevin.
So the other thing I was thinking of is Buzz's room at the end of the scene. So he tidies everywhere else up in the house, but obviously the shelves to get Buzz's pocket money, and thinks he's rich.
his life savings.
Yeah. And obviously he also sees Buzz's girlfriend as well, is it?
Yikes.
In the box.
Oh, and then you see the scene where, everyone's like, being nice to Kevin, and everyone's just like, oh, well done, like, I'm fairly proud of you for not like destroying the house or burning the house down, whatever it is. And then you've got that final scene where it's just like, Kevin, what the hell has happened to my room, or whatever he says. And it's just like Kevin's face is just like, oh shit, I forgot about that. And then it just ends. It's just good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I do wonder what happens to the tarantula though, because obviously that kind of does play out throughout the film. But is he still lurking?
That was a hairy fecker. Yeah, I'm assuming so. He was really fucking hairy. That wasn't a nice tarantula, no way. Like, even me and Ben, I was just like looking at it. Oh, no, I'm not good with that. No,
ooh,
no.
I
was saying that to Ben, my friend. It's her birthday on the 31st, obviously every year, the 31st of October. And when we were younger, we used to always have sleepovers. And at her house, we used to go trick-or-treating and go to her house for a movie and sleepover. And her dad had this tarantula. I remember one year that this tarantula, he actually got loose. And we were all in the sitting room, and literally we didn't sleep a wink that night. Like, obviously it wasn't like, well, I don't know if it was or not, but it wasn't like poisonous. You'd hope it wasn't. But yeah, so we didn't actually sleep a wink that night. And they didn't find it for a couple of weeks after. Yeah, so God knows what the hell it was eating.
I could not have handled that whatsoever. I am bad when there's just like kind of a big-ish spider. So a tarantula wandering around my house, I'd be like, Paul, you've got to find it or I'm not going to sleep ever.
Yeah. Yeah, when we went travelling last year, whatever, we had to come home because of COVID, but we were in Laos and there was this big bastard in our room, and I mean, he was a monstrosity. I don't know what it was, how it was, why it was. It was just massive. And I remember, like, literally we figured it out as in the room, and we tried to get somebody to come into the room and everything, but it was all locked up because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever. and we couldn't find it. I was there throwing stuff at the window, trying to find it, and I could not sleep a wink that night. Literally could not sleep. He was snoring beside me, like there was no concern in the world, and there I was like, where's this bastard? Where is he? So yeah, I'm with you on that.
So I understand why Marv and Harry want to kind of whack each other once it's there, because it's like, I wouldn't want it on me whatsoever. I couldn't probably even hold it in my hand. I would be that. No, I wouldn't do that. No snakes are going around my neck, and no tarantulas going on my hand. No pigeons going on my wrist either. Sorry. I could tolerate a pigeon, possibly. That would be like the least one that would probably trouble me the most. So I could probably be the bird lady in the second film. But
yeah. Not really sure.
But
I don't like
not a tarantula.
1 or 2 pigeons will do. Not 101 pigeons around me. No, thank you.
I think the only other thing I would say is the scene going to see Santa to kind of ask for his family back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he's obviously, he knows how it works. Clearly, this is not the real Santa, and that it's like Santa's helper who you kind of go and talk to, and then he delivers the message on to Santa, because clearly Santa's so busy that, you know, he couldn't possibly be on Earth kind of looking at every children. So he kind of sees this Santa with a beard half down his face, smoking, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll take that message for you, and gives him a couple of Tic Tacs as like a treat.
How offended would you be? 3 Tic Tacs. Green ones at that. Where's the orange ones? Actually, I completely forgot about it, but the scene that not one of my most favourite ones, but one of the scenes I really like, and the only reason why I like it is because of the music, is when they're in the church and you've got all the kids singing in the background. I actually really like that scene. I was saying to Ben that I would love to go to midnight mass. I'm not like religious or anything like that, but I'd love to go to midnight mass, because that's how I always imagined it would be like. I've been before when I was very younger, but obviously you just want to go to bed because Santa's coming. So
definitely. I'll give you a fun fact about myself, which will make you laugh. So I love Christmas so much, and I still, 1st of December, or even earlier if I can, I'll put my tree up. And I'm so jealous that you do in year 12 like Flogmas as well, because obviously that is something that Paul's denying me of on ours. So that's why I had to gate crash. But I used to get so excited about Christmas that for some reason every Christmas Eve, I don't know why, I'd end up probably running around the house, but I would fall down the stairs every Christmas Eve because I got myself so excited.
Did you ever injure yourself?
Oh yeah. Like proper would fall down. It was like a New Year's, like Christmas Eve tradition where Sophie hasn't fallen down the steps yet. Is she going to fall down the stairs?
And as an adult, does that still happen?
Thank God, no, it's not happened for a while.
Gonna say, if you're in a flat on the top floor or something like that, that wouldn't be helpful.
No, unless I've had a couple of drinks, that's maybe the only reason why it happened. But thankfully,
stay off the booze. Stay off the booze this Christmas, Sophie. Okay, you'll be a goner.
Oh,
My Christmas edition has to be new pajamas on Christmas Eve. Has to be.
It.
And to this day, I will still leave, even though I have no children, but I will leave Santa Claus his treats out. His cookies, his carrots, and his bottle of water.
I do that.
I don't leave milk out just in case it curdles.
I even go into Paul's whiskey cabinet. I'm thinking, oh, Santa's had it hard. He'll want a little bit of whiskey anyways. And then I do make Paul kind of then pretend Santa may or may have not, if we believe it, if you naughty or nice.
Yeah.
However, the food does get consumed, let's say, in the morning.
Yeah. The carrots are usually broken up and the chocolate is usually gone and the water's opened a little bit usually. But yeah, maybe this year I'll leave something extra nice out.
Don't blame you. Something that you might like.
Some whiskey. Yeah, something I might like. I never even thought of that. Maybe a glass of Baileys. Yeah, that's what I'll do. A bottle, maybe. Who am I kidding? So yeah, I think that is it. So what are your final thoughts on this film?
I can't believe Ben doesn't really like this film. I'm surprised, to be fair. I think it is a classic Christmas film that
Definitely.
You put on every year, to be honest. And you don't get bored, even though I know it like the back of my hand and I know the beat and everything. I might watch it and be doing something else, but it still has to be on each year. I couldn't not see it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's weird because there's loads of films out there that are probably even more of a classic than this one, but it just gives you that Christmas feel. And then I have to watch this one first and then I can move on to the second. That's how I work.
Yeah. I'm the same. Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern's, their performances, they were the best part for me. They were goofy, they were quite charming in places, and they were just funny. The facial expressions when they did something, it was just brilliant. And, you know, as you get older, you know, these type of films, they kind of go down a notch for us. But this film, it does capture the manic side of Christmas for me anyways. I can totally relate to like the first few couple of scenes where it's like manic and everyone's fighting. So for me, definitely still one of my top 10 Christmas films. Love Actually still up there. Has to be number one. Has to be.
I love it.
Yeah. Are you number one? Yeah.
Definitely. Number one, I think, is Love Actually. But then slowly The Grinch is kind of creeping up to be a first position as well. But the Jim Carrey version.
Yeah. I don't know which version I like. To be honest. Ben will tell me later. He knows it better than I do.
I'm hoping it's the Jim Carrey one because that's the longest. With me and Paul have, well, spoilers probably. We are going to go into cover.
So we did Scrooge, the older, I can't remember what year it was, 19, whatever, 31, 30, can't remember. But it was actually, I really enjoyed it. Compared to like the Muppets and the other ones, I really, really enjoyed it. It was really good. I actually didn't think I would like it, but I did.
Our Christmas tradition, so that's my mum's favourite Christmas film is Scrooged. Bill Murray's in it, isn't it? Is that, if I'm correct in thinking that?
No, I'm going back even older.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is like 1930 something.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that. I'm wondering, I know Paul's parents watch a really old version, but I don't know which one I've watched.
It's very good. So yeah, Sophie, tell us where you can find you. Whereabouts can we find you? Tell me a little bit more about SP Filmviewers.
I am so bad at this. So we are SP_Filmviewers. I am going to say that we're on all platforms because I know I hear Paul say that. And it basically, we're mainly on Instagram and Twitter. I would say, I think we've got a Facebook page, but it doesn't get utilised as much. And clearly you will be talking to Paul, probably a few messages. But do definitely go and listen out to us. We've got loads of Christmas stuff coming up. We have got something exciting, which we are doing a roadmap to 100 episodes. And hopefully we will get to 10,000 downloads. We have been kindly donating to the Alzheimer's Society. So we've already done that. And if we get onto the roadmap to 10,000 downloads, we'll be donating another £100 to the charity cause. So that's our little exciting Christmas launch up to
brilliant
our 100 episodes. So that's exciting. I know Paul will pat me on the back for saying that.
Well done. And I just have to say, I've seen that you have done, oh my God, Jack Frost, because we were talking about this on the episode that we did. What did you think?
I actually thought it was okay. I'm not going to lie. I've never seen it before, which was quite a surprise to Paul.
It's like a nice little heartwarming family film, isn't it?
It is. It does give you the feels. I did actually have it reminded me of Whiplash. I had one single tear came out.
Just one. No more than one.
No more. And I think that was when he'd lost his dad. I think that was the bit where, because I was like, Paul didn't know where I was going with this, because I said to him, I hadn't actually seen it. And I didn't realise that his dad was going to become the snowman. And he was like, well, what did you think the film was going to be, Sophie? And I'm like, I don't have a clue. When he died, I was like, no, he's dead. And he's like, well, yeah.
And then when the snowman came back, what did you think? Did you think it was the dad, or did you know it was the dad at this point?
Eventually, I figured out, obviously, it was going to, straight away, I was like, oh, the snowman's going to be the dad. I get it now. But I think I preferred him as the snowman.
Oh, so did I, completely.
I feel like he better relationship with his child than beforehand.
Even with the dog. The dog was peeing on him and all sorts. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant film. But yeah. So, we are Film Floggers. I butcher this every single time as well. So we are the Film Floggers. You can find us on all of the platforms that Sophie said. We are on Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter. Ben does all of that type of stuff. So yeah, we are doing the 12 days of Flogmas, where we'll be releasing a new episode, a Christmas film, on every single day of the 12 days of Christmas. So yeah, that's all I can say. Thank you, Sophie, for coming on. It's been wonderful. I think we should ditch the men in future more often.
Definitely. Apart from they need to set us up, we will definitely just ditch them. I think we've done brilliantly. I think
we're independent here.
Yeah, I think they should be proud of us, to be fair. I think we can do this.
Yeah, who needs them? Far for the editing and all of the other stuff.
But to be fair, we make it, don't we? Let's be honest. Like, we are the stars.
Yeah, we are the stars of the show, have to say. Yeah, we'll be killed. They'll be just like, will you two shut the fuck up?
Yeah, this bit will be edited out.
Yeah. But Sophie, thank you very much for coming on. It was wonderful. And yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks. Finished. There you go, Bunny. We're finished. Oh, that was all right, wasn't it?
There we go. Clap.
Boolabus, boolabus, boolabus.
Hello and welcome to What's Our Seat Number. If you're listening to this trailer, you're deciding whether or not you're going to listen to this podcast.
Good.
But chances are we've lost you already.
Wait, what? No, come on, Matt. What?
Well, I mean, it takes what, like 10 seconds for people to lose interest in things? I am not being defeatist. They've gone already. It's for now.
Well, now they are because we started arguing, so we've both sort of driven them out.
Well, go on then. Tell the dead air who we are.
Okay, the dead air.
The dead air.
The cadaver.
The people who aren't listening anymore.
I'm taking control. You introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing, right? It's going to sound more professional that way. Go.
Okay. I'm Johnny Gross. I'm a filmmaker and a film fan and fanatic and obsessive.
Good. Very good. That was very well done. Very professional. You sounded like you're in control and almost like you know who you are.
All right then. And who are you?
I'm Sai. I'm a 3D artist and a game designer, a film fan. I'm your brother as well.
Really?
So we're going to be talking about some of our favourite movies and hopefully some of yours as well. There's going to be trivia behind the scenes.
Do you want to tell the listeners why we've called this podcast What's Our Seat Number?
You really came to the right person with fielding this question because I feel that I can take this story and really bring it to life. Okay, so one time we went to go and see a film in the cinema and I asked, what's our seat number?
Fantastic.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I did it for you.
It's great. If you want to hear more, you can check out the rest of our episodes. We're hosted by Podbean, but you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music or Audible, TuneIn, Alexa, Listen Notes, and now on iHeartRadio, Player FM, and Podchaser. So pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please don't forget to review, like, and rate, and keep listening, because the more you listen, the more we'll be able to produce. Bye.
Ta-ta.